Hey everyone, JC Cool here, and welcome to another episode of Coolcraft Season 6, I believe it is. In the last episode, we built a mob farm, which has allowed me to get lots and lots of gunpowder for firework rockets, as well as collecting the final materials necessary to build what we're working on today, the stone factory. Now, before we go and build anything in this episode, I want to go on a bit of a mining session here because, as you may remember at the last episode, I'm down to exactly 1 stack of redstone after all those resources, which is not particularly good, so I'm going to go replenish those resources and then we'll get to a bit of a building. Here are the results from the mining session. As you can see, pretty good. Wonder how fast this redstone's gonna be gone. I'm now going to start on building this. No one else is around because no one else apparently likes to play on this thing or something. No, I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to get Jaredy Cool to come on and help. But yeah, cue another time lapse. I know 2 time lapses really close together in the video because yeah, this is a big one, and we're gonna get building right now. One grind later with no one coming to help me at all in this community project. This thing is at least construction-wise finished, and I hope it's built correctly because that'll be very annoying to fix. But that being said, it's not fully ready yet because there are a few other things that have to be done. So first of all, there's a few hopper clocks and such that have to be configured around the place. There is this here has to have a bunch of items put into it in order to actually properly make the stone generator here work. Because yes, this thing obviously includes a stone generator. So this thing, I will tear that down later. Bone meal generators need some bone meal in them to get kick started, because that's how bone meal generators work. And then of course I have to, well, complete the chunk load here. Because first of all, I need minecarts, but you know, that's simple. Second of all, I need the other side of this. We are at like why 138? Yeah, I'll have to go to the roof of the nether to do that. But yeah, let's start by, first of all, just putting a bunch of items in these hopper clocks, which would actually require me going to check them. Alright, I think I've got basically everything configured, so we're ready to get parts of this going. We can turn the schematic off here, because it's probably not going to help much. So, start off with, activate the cobblestone the stone generators. I thought I turned the wrong schematic on. Yeah, this thing will start blowing up here in a second. There it goes. Alright, that's the cobblestone income. The chunk loader all the way up top here should be active. Yes, okay. Chunk loader is working correctly. And now, oh yeah, I just need one piece of redstone to send the farm into full activation. And then we can go over a little bit how it works. Alright, and full activation. Let's go. Is it really not going to convert that dirt? Oh, it is. Okay, cool. So then, what is all the complex stuff in this monstrosity? Well, the short answer is it is the stone factory, or at least the guts of it. The long answer is a very, well, it's long, and it's, you know, a gigantic combination of farms, for which we will start all the way down here at the bottom at the storage system. This is where, well, everything ends up at the end, with having normal stone here and smooth stone over here. Of course, that goes up to these 3 different furnace arrays here, which are responsible for, well, the final step of actually making the stone and smooth stone. So these 2 furnaces right here are responsible for taking cobblestone and turning it into stone, and this furnace right here is responsible for taking stone and turning it into smooth stone. Now, these top arrays here get their cobblestone from the stone generator system here, which, as you can see, it's a couple stone generators, which take stone, push it down here, it gets blown up by TNT, sent up here, and sent to wait in the chests here. Now, these chests are monitored, so we don't just run this thing forever for no reason. The output of these chests is compared with the target fill level of the chests. If either chest is below below a specific threshold, I don't precisely remember what it is, because that's the max fill. I guess it's just below 3 redstone signal here. It will trigger this RLS NOR latch here to not only activate something at the top there, but also activate this system. And it will only deactivate once both chests reach this desired fill level. Moving up from there, we have this other section of furnaces here, and this is the charcoal generator, because obviously we do need some sort of fuel to actually use for the smelting of the items down here. So these take oak logs coming in from up above and smelt them into charcoal, and then they loop that charcoal back around to first of all fuel these furnaces, and then fuel all the other furnaces. Now, that is the entire, like, bottom section of the farm. And now this is kind of, you know, this is a giant combination farm that has a lot of different combinations. But that was the first kind of section, all designed by me. Everything above this was not designed by me, is in fact a farm which is designed by, I believe, Cubic Meter, if I am not incorrect, but I do not exactly remember. But I think that's the person who designed this, which is an infinite oak log farm that doesn't require players. Like, if we wanted to make this more efficient, we would use players to actually place saplings, but this runs completely without any player intervention, which is the good part about it. So, let's dive into it from the bottom up. And I did say this is a giant combo farm. So, to start off with, coming up from the output here, there are two TNT blast chambers, which take logs coming out of the farm and, well, blow them up. Moving up from that, we get into where the logs are moved over from the place where they are grown. This very, very loud area in the center here is the area where we attempt to grow azalea bushes, like that one, which then produce the oak logs and other azalea trees. Now, we don't care about most of the logs, evidently. Only the logs that are directly above where the, I guess, sapling is what we can't care about. So there ends up being a fair amount of leaves that just kind of exist around the edges without us actually giving a crap. Which is interesting. Not the most efficient, but definitely a farm. Now, this of course requires bone meal to operate, which is why on the outsides of the farm here we have 2 bone meal generators, which are, you know, moss bone meal generators. So if they get bone meal, turn it into moss. Why is there a block of cobblestone right there? That's not good. Thought I removed all the cobblestone from these things. Maybe I actually missed a little bit. But yeah, that is the, and so all of that gets combined. So all of this up here is just to make oak logs to go to my section down below. Now there is one thing that exists above everything else, which of course I talked about earlier. This is the chunk loader. This is what's responsible for allowing this farm to work when no players are online, which is the great part. So obviously this is a long cascading system that, okay, good. Obviously this is a long cascading system that requires a lot of different things to get to different places so that the output can happen. And to fully fill the output, I think it takes like a week, maybe more, of this farm running continuously. Which is why the whole you don't have to be online chunk loader thing is here. And also just so that we can unload this area without having to worry about it. But yeah, that is this gigantic farm that I built alone. No one helped with it. Jeez. The first smooth stone has been produced. And also, apparently, I need to... Oh, there's a dropper in there. There's resources that I need to acquire and, you know, deal with and whatnot. But yeah, this thing has actually already completely buffered the charcoal for all of these smelting stations. You can see that not all of them are on, but that's just because the production of oak logs doesn't mean that they all necessarily will be turned on at this moment. But if we come around here, you'll see that some of these furnaces are on, which means that the buffering has got to here, and stuff here is actually being smelted. Now, I'm not sure if that's a buffer thing there, or that's just how much of the stone is getting down to these. And actually, we could check. Okay, yeah, it is. The bottom here is also buffered for a little bit. This is just the amount of stone. But yeah, we are starting to produce smooth stone. Normal stone won't be produced for a while because this entire furnace array effectively has to get buffered with charcoal in order to start filling up this one. But yeah, the system is otherwise working quite well. So yeah, it'll only be like a week before the entire storage is full. Alright, it's only been like 3 days, but we're already, at least the chests are already full in smooth stone. This actually might go faster than I expected. Which is weird, because I swear when I tested this on the creative server, it took way longer than that to get completely full. But yeah, as you can see though, we're basically full on smooth stone already, and we haven't even lit up all the normal stone furnaces. Let's see, where have we gotten to? Right there. We've gotten there on normal stone and there on smooth stone. Alright, that's decent. The temporary cobblestone generator has been removed. All that remains is, I guess, the collection and water channel here, as well as just the chests here. Which I couldn't be bothered to actually move the cobblestone, so, I mean, it's just here. I need it, I can move it, but for now... yeah, this is all gonna be, like, paved over anyway. Well, actually, no, this won't be paved over. This is the middle of a block. But, yeah, if we want to build something here, well, we'll just cover all this stuff up. But other than that, it's currently fine. Only 3.5 or so days later after this farm was put into action, the stone has completely filled up, which is a lot faster than I expected it, because it took a lot longer than this when I did it on the creative server. So I guess this was just, well, I feel like maybe the creative server was running slower or there was some issue. But anyhow, this has gone pretty swimmingly. The MSPT is still around 15 with this thing running and nothing else going on. Oh, by the way, I have my sounds off because this thing is incredibly loud. As you can see, actually, down here, the charcoal in the furnaces arrays here is actually beginning to buffer up because we're not actually using it all that much of it. But it'll probably actually still be a hot second before all of these furnaces get completely filled up with charcoal and back wood up into those chests. Because this farm will only be completely done when both of these chests, or both of these hoppers here, are completely full. So we still got maybe like a day or two before that happens. But other than that, yeah, this has been actually working extremely well. A mere 4 and a bit days after this farm was first turned on, it has completely filled itself up with stone, logs, and all the such. Which is actually a lot less time than I was expecting it to take. I swear it would have taken a lot longer, but this thing is done, and I think that this episode is also done. So, I'm gonna have to say, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Check out my game, which is linked in the description, and I will see you all in the next episode of Coolcraft Season 6. Bye!